This should probably be the last video I mention it, but yes, I have been racing a lot of horse girls. That's been what's happening. But as we get into this setting of a run, and I'm remembering that I need to do a thing, we have at least ill-fated random item stats, so that I can definitely remember. I mean, there's nothing really much else to talk about at the moment, although ill-fated, well, is pretty normal. Ill-fated is, well, normal for me, but as we move into a new character, at least we want to try and concentrate, because, boy, that has led to bad things before. But as we get into ill-fated character exclusive random item custom character once more, we have 6 strength, 5 dexterity, 3 perception, 2 knowledge, 6 charisma, a semi-auto to start, and then expel evil was given to us by I was gonna say that's a bonus. It's not a bonus, but hey. And we have, in the Lighthouse, Charisma, Dexterity, second encounter check, Strength, Takshisan, and maybe a second mystery? But we'll see what actually happens here. Again, at this point, I am playing World of Horror just to keep myself in the groove, but I also enjoy World of Horror because, if nothing else, it's tickling my brain, because I should be using my brain somewhere then. That being said, so we do have firearm perks, which is nice. If you don't give firearm perks to a character that starts with a firearm, I don't care if it's the hunting rifle, you make life a lot harder. Although the hunting rifle makes life a lot harder anyway, but just having that alone would be bad. But semi-auto is definitely a very, very, very usable weapon. Now, I might mac on fast weapons that do 3 damage all the time, but the semi-auto is it's a twofer here because it's a strength weapon that is really, really, really fast, usually. With the stats we're given, we're going to be really, really fast. And the reason I say specifically strength, as we have Flood, Coma, Painting, Shuttle, and Auteur, is because with strength, you can factor in braces as well, which, at least in my opinion, I feel is a lot stronger of a stat than dexterity, which dodge is your flipping a coin and hoping things work out for the best, which isn't always a bad thing, but hey. And so as I'm sitting here looking at Haru Urara, the horse Uma Musume on the side. And yeah, again, if you see more videos for that game come up, it's because I am trying to do a thing. Now, a lot of it considers, like, I have to put my time somewhere, so I figure at least 20 minutes to 40 minutes per day World of Horror stuff. At least in terms of recording, that's right. We're on ill-fated, so we're gonna fail every single stat check. But yeah, a moment of my daily life on another game, I think, is healthier than just sticking to one game. But in the realm of content creation, at least on this platform, but others as well, you know, being a person with abilities helps out as well. And one of my abilities I definitely don't have is my ability to remember things. So yeah, we're gonna fail every single one of these stat checks, and it's gonna hurt. Thankfully, we don't have Phantasms. For those who don't know, Phantasms is a custom mystery in which failing a certain event causes you to take like 10, 12 doom damage guaranteed. Probably more than that, but hey, so we can't take Flood now. I'd rather wait for another perk, though. So we're going to take Auteur instead. I wanted to take Painting to get a light source, but I think it's fine. We have not run into a single enemy yet, by the way, I'm pretty sure. And now we have. And this is not one you want to be fighting. So, we thankfully do have a damage increase due to, is it CQC training? Am I going crazy here? Yeah, so an extra point of damage does a lot for you. So, as I just said, if not just deft handling, the extra damage on a very fast weapon helps out. Whereas opposed to the hunting rifle, you maybe only get like 2 tops. Maybe even just 1 because of how slow the hunting rifle can be. But anywho, we'll take Quick Thinking here. Quick Thinking is always nice. I should have actually leveled up after this because, oh, that's right. No, we're on ill-fated. What am I talking about? We're going to fail every single check, which is good for that event, but not great for this. So, all things considered, at least giving us Expel Evil did a lot for our Doom. And yeah, tying this into another game... Oh my goodness, I'm dying, by the way. Tying this into another game is that at least expending my brain power here helps me try and strategize for other games, essentially. That's a free out. I keep forgetting that. One reason for 15 experience. That's actually better than some encounters. But again, it depends on your character's ability to defeat encounters. I was trying to figure out how to word that the best. I think we take, yeah, an injury or burns or whatever. Now, I don't like to take this, but I think we just stick with it, yeah. I also never visited the police station, I realize, but I don't really know where I'd put them. I think I'm just gonna put the police patrols downtown, unless I somehow have a heavy hospital mystery, which I don't think I have. So I'd rather take... What I'm trying to say is I'd rather take less penalty damage than extra doom in the hospital, because I'm not visiting the hospital enough to warrant putting the police patrols there. But maybe I'm wrong. Guess we're gonna find out. Also, as a quick aside, no, I'm not trying to rush the recording of the video for the sake of playing more Uma Musume, but, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right after this, I am going to be looking and tapping on a button as I'm doing work. Specifically, if you want to hear about game development, as I should have quick thinking here to avoid this. Yeah, so... Never mind, I'm going crazy. Well, either way, I think we can do some cool stuff here. So as long as nothing wonky happens, we should be able to desperate struggle our way out next turn. Because each of these does 7 damage, and we get 20... Well, actually, we get more than that. But it's a lot of damage. I can't remember how much. I think it's 10 damage, because it's 3 times 1.5, which is 4.5, times 2 is 9, but plus 1 for the CQC training is 10. And now we have deft handling, so we're pretty much God. As close as can be. Now, we can't defeat things like STE, but, you know, we're pretty close. We do need to take Flood now, though. Because otherwise our Reason is going to be in too much pain, and we have to fight a boss that does too much damage. But, yeah, this is the power of semi-auto. If we had, like, 4 strength, maybe we only get, like... We get 2 less attacks, but that was still, like, about 16 HP minimum. If that were the case. I think I got like 24 there. Now with less accuracy, that's not the case, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Now, it would be also into my benefit to grab damage researchers, but because we're going to fail every single event, I don't think grabbing the damage researchers is worth it. Unless I run into very, very light events that don't hurt me as much, but because my Reason's so low, I don't think that's going to be the case. No! Well, hey, Future Jordan, if you made a cut, it's because of things. If I didn't make a cut, you're just kind of standing here looking at things for a while, but things happen, so... Things happen. Anywho, specifically an alarm that I didn't need the alarm. But, yeah, so to note, this boss has quite a lot of power, but this weapon is so fast and accurate, apparently, that it doesn't matter that it has 40. So, and the fact that we're level 4, which Ill-Fated actually helps you out with indirectly as well, does help out. So we're just going to roll the dice here, and yeah, 2 to 3 turning that boss is not normal. But again, that's the semi-auto. The flip side of Katana. So Katana is big, heavy, but does a lot of damage, while the semi-auto is fast and can deal a lot of damage when you have a damage increase, which this character thankfully has. If they did not have, and you're not really going to shoot bullets with this, so I'd rather take something else instead. We're probably just going to double up on Charisma here. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, moving into painting. We have 13 stamina, 11 reason. If there's anything to learn, whether you're playing with custom content or not, it's that when you're taking painting as a mystery, making sure you have a lot of stamina and reason on hold. On a non-Harbinger difficulty, you could probably go in with like 7 to 9 stamina. If you're on Harbinger difficulty, try to have more than that. But if you have like 6 stamina, 5 reason, very bad things can happen, basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you're on a attack run and run to Rumagos, just die. If you're run to the whole Rin thing and you're on, say, Herald with time skip and a lot of bad Doom stuff, and your max threat level locations are the mansion and or forest, die again. So, like, bad things happen in mysteries where you're stuck in a location. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I mean, we just did Flood, where we save a lot of Doom, but if you're not ready to fight a boss, then you just die. So, and I think on that note, just a little quick asterisk here, I think you can't get Flood if you're doing the Kyrie challenge. And the reason for that, and it should be the case if it's not that way, but the reason why it has to be that way is because on that challenge you can only use a damage spell. Spoilers, I guess, but if you're watching this, you're probably already prepared. But with damage spells, I've talked about it in the past, damage spells can only hit enemy A in a double encounter. So there's enemy A and enemy B, and until you defeat both enemies, you cannot basically go through... Oh, by the way, pain here. I guess this is the one we do run from. Never mind, we can't run from this encounter for whatever reason. So I guess we just eat this in the face. Well, Well, I guess I'm just gonna throw everything I have. It is gonna make the difference because my severs are just 2 damage. The robe does nothing, but hey, I could also toss funds at it. But that doesn't deal enough. Does this scale off of stats as well? Why does it scale off? Anywho. We take the, I guess, up towards of 9 reason in the face. This is not great. Could have probably gone for the ritual instead, but at this point, it's not worth it. If I had an ally, I would probably toss them at this, but yeah, that was a very... It's because we have 2 knowledge. If we had 4 knowledge, we would have gotten out of that a lot quicker, but... Hey, also, I think, yeah, we fixed this, but doesn't matter because we have 2 knowledge anyway, so we're just trying not to take reason damage. And now we're suddenly dying, and so that was another checkmate situation if my reason was any lower than like 9, pretty much, or 10, maybe even 11, but thankfully we didn't die, so off we go into our last mystery with 51% Doom, by the way, so our Doom management, very, very good. Everything else, also, this is a hospital mystery, so we're gonna switch to police station. But, yeah, if we had died there, that would have been a reason pain, but thankfully we didn't. Now, all things considered, as my chair creaks beneath me, is that as much as I complain about losing a lot of reason, apparently it doesn't happen as much, but that's also me being conscious of not trying to die to reason, so I'm actively making decisions and taking choices that do not lower reason, whether I succeed or fail. Or try to, anyway. I forget a lot of events, so bear with me. But otherwise, as we lose a bunch of reason there, so we're gonna rest. We're just gonna rest here because it's the most efficient thing you can do. Lighthouse rests are 1 stamina, 1 reason per 2 doom, which is less efficient than 2 stamina, 2 reason for 3 doom. That's the thing. Now, I forgot that lowers my reason. Funny enough, now we want to trade off stamina. If I actually want to run to an encounter here. But if I don't, I mean, that helps as well, because now I can rest without feeling bad about overhealing on stamina. That's not something you should really worry about. If you need reason, I say rest, but as I forget all of my events left, right, and center, let's find out how unlucky I am, at least at remembering things. Otherwise, we trade off stamina for reason there, definitely. And I should have rested a lot more, but we have 8 charisma, and we did have light source, never mind, I lied. We can heal reason here instead. That will be our... I'm thinking it's not compensation. I also forgot my second encounter. But it doesn't matter because we have 74% Doom. So, we do have the Charisma check. We have Charisma. We don't have a Light check. I forgot my second encounter, but unless we have the 6th floor, I don't really care about what happens in this lighthouse. So, unless something smacks me in the face reason-wise, I actually want to just take this and... Oh, never mind. I'm not going to take it, I guess. Because I forgot I had 8. I just said I had 8 Charisma. Completely forgot. The reason why I wanted to have... Really? We went boss to boss... Anywho. Or, encounter to boss. Anywho. Forgot what I was saying. Never mind. Well, I guess I'll see you whenever I see you then, because there's not really much... Like, Takshisan here is not going to be a San for any longer. In fact, we even defeated Takshisan, but we'll handcuff him while he's unconscious, I guess. But... yeah, if you have anything you want to say, I mean, obviously I have my own plans moving forward, but if I'm always open to requests, if I will at least think about it, because obviously, as the content creator, I should be the one thinking about the one in charge of basically making my own choices, because otherwise, I mean, as we may have, or may not say, I think most of the time, if you follow what the audience says, just... most of the time that the content creator should not do that. But without further ado, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. So if you want to support me or if you're interested in other stuff, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you. Thank you for watching. Bye!